Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Stephanie. Here is finally the long-awaited Q&A video that you guys voted for on my community post at the end of 2022. To introduce myself, I'm currently a college freshman at Harvard, and I just completed my first semester there. To go over my classes, I took 4 classes this semester: Intro to Microeconomics, Introduction to Computer Science, Multivariable Calculus, and a general education class called Anime as Global Popular Culture. I joined 2 clubs as members. One was the Asian American Dance Troupe, and the other one was Product Lab, which is a product management club. And my general approach for the semester going in was mainly to meet a lot of people, adjust to college. I wasn't trying to push myself to do like too much in the first semester, but rather I'm looking to gradually add each semester and build a much more full schedule and explore around more. And yeah, let's get into the video. What is the social culture like at Harvard? Are Harvard students friendly? Is it true that the culture is toxic? To answer this question from my point of view, I think the answer is no. I don't feel that the culture is very toxic. I will say that it is a very competitive space and people are very intense, passionate about their work. I don't think I can deny that a lot of us are perfectionist type people, and I think it's very easy to get drowned in comparison when you're here because a lot of people are so accomplished and they're already doing so many things. But everyone is at a different starting place, and I think if you learn to pick and choose your battles with comparison and figure out only what helps you and understand that like there will be people better than you, and use that as like inspiration, not like as a threat to your standing or your ego, that because a lot of people when they talk about what they're passionate about, they're just trying to be excited about it or tell you what they like about it. They're not trying to show off or make you feel bad. So I think if you can take it from a standpoint of learning, then you will be just fine here. I think everyone is like really open to meeting new people in first semester because the class size is like just big enough that there's like always new people to meet in first semester, but small enough that you can definitely see your friends or your acquaintances when you're in the dining hall or going to classes. Then I think it makes it feel like a community but not feel like it's a very small circle of people. But I felt like it was very easy to make acquaintances because everyone was trying to meet people. It was like a little bit harder to make friends, but not that much harder if you put in a little bit of effort to like ask your classmates to get a meal at the dining hall or ask people to study together or get people's numbers. And I really like the friends and classmates that I've made here so far. Also, people are really open to becoming your friend because everything is new for us here. So there were a lot of friends when I was going through a hard time who took care of me, and I'm really grateful and that the people are so sweet here. By the end of the semester, there were people that I hadn't talked to since the first week, but if they recognized me, they would still wave in the hallways and smile at me. It's really easy to like collaborate on classes because a lot of the freshman classes are the same, so a lot of people are open to like studying together. How are the academics at Harvard? What's your favorite part of the academics, and what do you think is the worst part? I think it was hard for me to know what college level academics would be like when I was in high school, and so I was a little bit nervous going in. And while I can't speak to any comparison between Harvard and any other college because I've only attended high school and college, I can speak to my own experience. I feel like the place, it gives me the vibe that the place was like built for learning. There's just libraries and study spaces everywhere. There's so many office hours that you can go to. There's a lot of teacher assistants. There's a lot of kind teachers, professors, especially in the freshman classes that are willing to help you. And there's like sections which are smaller portions of classes that you can really get like time to engage with the material longer. There's like a lot of materials, reading materials, additional readings. There's like a math question center which can help you when you're feeling stuck on your math homework. So in that sense, and also because you're living with all your other classmates, I feel like that makes for a very fun environment of learning how to balance like a busy life where you're studying a lot. Every day you're probably going to be studying. If you're not into that lifestyle, this is probably not the place for you. But I think it makes it a great environment to like do well at school. It can be really fun to find so many people who are looking to have a busy schedule every day and do it with them. More things on the classes. I feel like even though I took very generic freshman classes, I felt like they were taught really interesting. There were some subjects that I had already partially learned in high school, like such as multivariable calculus, but I feel like they taught it really well. I think being here for the first semester actually made me really excited about learning, and I'm actually kind of glad that I ended up going to a liberal arts school because I really like a lot of subjects And I also foresee the classes getting a lot more interesting in the course catalog as like I start clearing the prerequisites, so I'm excited to take more classes. I also feel like the faculty, there are so many opportunities to get to know them more personally. Inside and outside of the classroom, they are very involved, very like wonderful people. There's a first year faculty dinner where you can personally invite a teacher or a professor to the dining hall and you can just talk with them about their life. And me and my friend, we brought our math teacher and it was really fun to learn about his interests inside and outside of the classroom. There are peer counseling advisors. I talked with one. We got coffee together and she talked to me about the specific major and she talked about classes and I got to ask her questions from no matter what starting point you are from high school. If you want to go forward, there are so many ways to do it here. What is the worst part of the academics here? For me, I feel like in the beginning, especially as a freshman, you may feel a lot of imposter syndrome. It'll be a little scary when sometimes you're talking to people and you know less than them, but people will not judge you for knowing less right now. You're just here to learn. Everyone's so focused on their own journey. School is built to like help you achieve your full potential from here on out. I feel like there's no ceiling in terms of how hard it can be. There will definitely be a challenge out there for even the smartest people here. And I think the other thing is that everyone's just so long-term minded here, which is something I admire and something that doesn't come naturally to me. And it can be a little bit daunting at times when everyone seems to know what they want to do, or maybe they don't know what they want to do, but they at least have like things mapped out. I think if you're having trouble with this like the way I do, it could be helpful to just have a concrete plan that you're okay with changing rather than not knowing what you want to do at all. What makes Harvard special compared to other colleges? Like I said before, I can't compare in terms of colleges, but I can speak to my own experience, and I definitely really liked a lot of things in my first semester. I think the class size is perfect. The resources available and the level of academics is really insane. I did come from a public high school and I feel like they gave us a lot of options for academics, but this is like an unmatched level. And I also feel like the clubs are very well funded, so there's a lot of interesting clubs and there's great communities within those too. I think the liberal art style of the college is something that I really appreciate, and I got excited from hearing stories from other students about their classes and subject that they liked. I think it basically just stands out as a place where you can really grow as a student. A lot of research opportunities, a lot of there's study abroad that can be funded. There's several jobs that you can take on campus. So there's a lot of opportunities, and so if you're willing to go out and find them, they're definitely here for you. I've learned a lot of new things and intersections between subjects. Learning about all the professors and their own research work has motivated me to continue exploring to find ways that I can best apply my skills to help the community around me. I think at least compared to public colleges, I think it will be easier to get the classes that you want for sure. I think another thing that is cool is a lot of special guests come here. You can also cross-register and take classes at MIT, or you can take classes from the business school. Almost everyone on campus that I've met so far is extremely memorable once you get to know them. The things that I like about the campus, it's really walkable. You can very easily walk to things, grab a shuttle. The shuttle is a little bit unreliable, but at least there is a shuttle. There's also the bus. There's public transport nearby. If you want to go to Boston, there's some opportunities for some people to have some of their extracurriculars or want to explore there. I feel like it's a pretty safe area, and I think the housing system is kind of fun. There's a lot of house-based events events with your floor. I think it gives the whole place a lot of character to learn about the different houses and look around the historical sides of the campus. Did you guys decide to sleep in the common room? Was that a choice, etc.? So to answer questions about rooming, how freshman rooming works at Harvard is basically there's several buildings, there's 13 different houses. So the rooming is suite style. Basically, in any given suite, there will sometimes be a bathroom. Ours doesn't have a bathroom. We have a hallway shared bathroom. And then there will be a couple bedrooms that are separated from the common room. So they assign you your roommates based on the rooming survey, which you fill out during the spring, and I think they low-key matched the rooming survey pretty well to what you describe, which is a good thing, but sometimes you don't really know what you're looking for. But basically, once you get your contacts with your roommates, we just made a group chat and we just started talking and divided up how we wanted to live and how we wanted to live in the room. So yes, sleeping in the common room was a choice. How was the winter at Harvard? Apparently it gets much worse in second semester, so I might have more to say on this after my second semester ends, but yes, it does snow here. Most days I feel like it was between 30 and 50 degrees after October. Is there housing for international students over break? I cannot answer too much about international students because I don't want to give the wrong information, as I am a student from the States. But to answer this question about housing, yes, there is housing for international students over break. How is the food at Harvard? Honestly, I feel like I could talk about this all day. I am a huge fan of HUDS, which stands for Harvard University Dining Services. I really like the food in our dining hall, but not many other people like the food, so maybe take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I think if you were to compare it to other schools, like maybe like a UCLA, it would not stand a chance, but personally I feel like all the food tastes pretty good, and there's quite a selection of items because it is buffet style dining. I'd say if you're a vegetarian, maybe your options are a little bit more limited, or if you have dietary restrictions, but we have a lot of stuff. I think it's a 2-week long rotation menus. Another thing I say is the dining hall workers are such nice people. So nice. Some of them I've come in so much like at weird hours that they've gotten to recognize my face, which is really sweet. And one of them tried to show me like how to make the hot chocolate better. And then another time when I went at a very empty breakfast hour, one of the HUDS workers came up to me excitedly to show that his video on Instagram of Annenberg got like 1,000 likes or something. So that was really cute. And now that we've come to the end of like the major questions that I was asked in the Q&A, I'll just be going over some of the semester takeaways that I had after my very first semester at college. College will give you a lot of freedom, which I really liked. It also means that it's very easy to fall into new habits that you set, whether they are good or bad. So it's actually very valuable to take some time during the summer or take some time during high school to understand how you study, how you work, how you want to best use your time, because those habits will be able to carry over to college where it's a very reliable schedule, so you can plan your time around it. There's more unstructured time, if that makes sense for you, even though there's like more work. That being said, I feel like it's very easy to set yourself into bad habits. I think a lot of my studying and planning routines that I learned about myself in high school carried over really well to college, so I was able to get a very good start. But I would keep in mind that adjusting to college looks different for everyone, and it's definitely not going to be an easy time. Regardless of which college you end up at, I'd say the most important thing is to be optimistic about what you have. I think so often we spend time worrying about the opportunities that we missed or the opportunities that we don't have, that we forget to enjoy and make the most of the opportunities that we do have. I think if you think long enough about any school or about any place, you will find enough bad things to make you unhappy. If you find a way to enjoy the people here, because at the end of the day, the people at your school are human. It can be very easy to feel like they're unfamiliar, but once you get to know them, there are a lot of good people in this world. There are a lot of good people at your school. If you get to know your teachers, if you get to like the work that you're doing, find clubs that you enjoy, and be patient with yourself, because adjusting doesn't have to be so fast, then I think you will have a good time. I think I also learned how to deal with the constant feeling of comparisons and inferiority. I think instead, if you twist it into a positive light, it makes it so motivating to see so many different and diverse stories of success. Seeing their different approaches to life and different approaches to success makes it very inspiring for you to go find your own journey. And so yeah, I am definitely looking forward to the next semester, and I'm getting really excited to see my friends again, and also to make more friends. So I want to thank you so much for leaving all these questions for the Q&A, and I hope it helped you or helped provide a light into my life, or maybe one perspective or glimpse into life at Harvard. In fact, if there's anyone applying to college right now, wishing you the best of luck, and I think you'll have a great college experience no matter where you go. Yeah, I'll catch you later.